Good evening, this is Brother Bro here, and it's time to review It Was Just an Accident, Jafar Panahi's latest film, which just won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. After his decades-long dedication to making films, in spite of persecution and his arrest and his imprisonment from the Iranian regime. This film's about a man named Vahid who believes he has found the man who tortured him in prison. He kidnaps him, but he has doubts that this is exactly the man because he was blindfolded the entire time. So he reaches out to fellow prisoners who might be able to identify the man and give him the confidence to execute his notion of justice. And this film really makes the audience reckon with the notion of justice and how justice can be applied, especially in a society which itself is unjust. It's fundamentally about the physical and psychological scars that torture inflicts on its victims, and adjacently critiques the Iranian regime's use of torture and imprisonment and extortion. Panahi's style of neo-realism works both in favor of the stories he's trying to tell, of course, about marginalized individuals, but also seems necessary given there was no permit for him to film this from the Iranian government. So often he's just making use of locations like the desert, or of nondescript locations, or even seems to be filming in public without the knowledge of pedestrians in the background. Based on the way this was shot, often with long lenses and with long takes, I could see how this production might be quite discreet. Often the scenes either use practical lighting or don't seem to have any artificial lighting at all. But the way Panahi operates within these restrictions I think is brilliant. One example of this is in one of the penultimate scenes. It is seemingly lit by the rear lights of a vehicle, casting this scene with a blood red overtone, speaking to the subtext of the scene while utilizing a practical element to communicate that. Another location that is used to its advantage, both substantively and practically, is the backdrop of a desert, as the characters reach beyond what society deems acceptable in order to enact their version of justice. I found a lot of the humanity here comes through in a surprising dose of dark comedy, where this film often plays like a comedy of errors. I mean, stepping back from it, a group of people riding around in a van with a body potentially provides some ground for humor, and Panahi really minds this, as these flawed human beings are often not thinking through what consequences their actions might have. You know, they themselves are operating blindly. Panahi's screenplay is excellent here, as it draws the audience in to wrestle with these moral complexities, and also brings together many characters with different points of views. I thought the entire ensemble here was excellent, and definitely one of the standout elements of this film. And the cinematography, in somewhat of a slow burn style, often lets us drink in scenes in just one take. And because we're allowed to see these characters in many different lights, I think it's helpful that there's few edits to further refine our perception of these characters. The final shot was especially haunting, and it was just a brilliant way to end this story, to not make it feel too tidy, and to leave the audience with some lingering questions. Overall, I thought this was a brilliant film, definitely one of the must-sees of Cannes, and I'll give this a very strong 8 out of 10. I'll definitely be going to see it a second time when it comes out in theaters, and I really can't urge you enough to see this. I'm definitely going to be revisiting more of Jafar Panahi's earlier works, especially as I believe there's much more international recognition for Jafar Panahi this year to come, and I'm really excited for what this year has in store for him. I believe this is a film that any audience would find engaging, especially because of the way Panahi finds humor to tell the story. And I have a strong feeling that this film will land with audiences internationally. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Did you ever find the man who tortured you?